In 2014, we started Heights Church, and where I'm sitting right now is the first church that we gathered in as a congregation. We did our preview gatherings here. We just started our actual launch here, and I remember when we started on Saturday nights, and I remember sitting here looking around and just really not seeing very many people. And the story that stands out in my mind while being here at Pleasant Ridge was our first Easter service. We had 12 people show up on a Saturday night, and I was getting up to preach, and I remember just thinking, like, is this really worth it? And I remember just a lot of doubts running through my mind. And part of that is because as a pastor, you want people to show up, which kind of makes sense. And the other part of that is because we had other people just speaking into our minds. And I remember before we planted, we had people tell us that we should not plant in Collinsville. We should not start a church in Collinsville, that the school district wasn't good enough for our kids, and that real estate property wasn't good, so you don't want to buy a house here, that jobs were not very good. And so as I would look out across like a congregation, and I remember that voice ringing in my head over and over again. When we started Heights Church, there were 5 other church plants that were going on at the same time. And it's amazing to look back and see, and it's also saddening to look back and see that we're the only one of the 5 church plants that are left. Even since we've been active as a church body, 2 other churches have shut down. And so in less than 4.5 years, over 7 churches have left our city. And I think God is continuing to bless us and allow us to stay here, and we don't have any control over that. We've always had a really simple vision for Heights Church. Gospel, community, mission. The gospel being the story of God, community being the way we respond to that story, and mission, just simply sharing that story with people that are not yet Christians. In 4.5 years, we have never swayed from that. And so it's amazing to sit here in the first church we ever gathered in, knowing that God has honored that. God honored our faithfulness to His story. And the whole time what we learned is that He was actually writing the story of Heights Church. And we have no doubt in our minds that He's calling us to do a capital campaign so that we can be rooted into the community, so that whenever outsiders look at Heights Church, they know that we're here and we're here to stay as a part of the family and as a part of the community.